Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new demo. Today we have the new Kaineng Lights Mount Pack, so let's open them all up. We have a Lucent Tigris, lovely Griffon there. We have the Lake Lord Cuckoo, very nice. We have the Hooded Viper Noble, snaky Skyscale. We have the Pyroclast Canthan Raptor, nice. The Marbled Slider Siege Turtle. Looks very default for the cannons there, and here as well, the Prehistoric Siege Turtle as well. We have the Raging Breeze Noble. The Dark Mist Cuckoo. The Striped Pool Canthan Raptor. The Aurora Blessed Vulpine. The Scaled Hellwing. Ooh, that looks really cool, actually. The Heavenly Thunder Nian. Got some Warclaws as well. The Glacial Vulpine. The Scaled Hellcat. I like this new set. It's pretty cool. Be great for Halloween. The Star Blessed Noble. And that's it. That is all 15 of them. We have no skimmers, and no, we have Warclaw. No beetles. But let's go through them all now. This is very similar to the Blazing Canthan that we had. It's slightly different. Here we have the Pyroclast Canthan Raptor, which does have a little bit of a flame trail behind it. No unique engage skill or unique mount up dismount animations, but fairly nice overall. This is default dyes, which are Shadow Turquoise, Autumn, Destroyer Orange, and Destroyer Orange. Here is pure Shadow Abyss. Everything looks dyeable but the saddle. Top left is the base of the mount. Top right is the tops of the scales along the tail, legs and back. Bottom left is the fins, the eyes and the sort of tendrils on the snout, as well as some embers. And bottom right is the main flame effect on the scales and just the fire in general. Pretty cool. Here is our contrasting layer. We have blue on the top left, green on the top right, purple on the bottom left. Let me find somewhere bright. There we go. So blue on the top left, green on the top right, purple on the bottom left, and orange on the bottom right. I do like the flame effect through the scales. It's pretty nice. All in all, pretty cool. Next up we have the Striped Pool Canthan Raptor. This is default dyes. Very nice little pattern there. Pretty cool indeed. Again, no unique engage skill. The dismount and mount up animations are stock as well. The Raptor itself is very nice. Let's have a look at the dye channels. So default is Fog and Celestial on top with Orange and Abyss down below. Here is pure Shadow Abyss. Again, everything seems dyeable except the saddle. And maybe the eyes as well might be. Here's top left, so it's the majority of the scale pattern, the antlers there as well. Top right is the belly, parts of the fin, the inside of the legs as well, and the tendrils. Bottom left is the upper pattern on the fins and scales, as well as the kind of crown of the head there as well. And bottom right is down the tail and backside. Here is our contrasting layer. Blue on the top left, green on the top right, purple on the bottom left, and orange on the bottom right. And a nice little idol there too. Looks like the eyes do stay the same. Here is the Dark Mist Cuckoo. Bit of a trail effect there as well from the aura. Looking fairly nice. Oh, I didn't mean to hit the cliff. I didn't mean to get on Raptor either. There's a little bit of uniqueness to the engage skill, but that's just a puff of the aura. No unique engage, or sorry, dismount or mount up. The dyes here, we have Zaf, Butter, Deep Glacial Teal, and Lime Breeze. Full Shadow Abyss, it looks like the saddle is dyeable here. Top left is aura across everywhere. Looks like the eyes might be dyeable too. Top right is a sort of shimmering aura. Bottom left is the saddle, and bottom right is the eyes. Oh, that's weird. So we have blue on the top left, green on the top right, purple on the bottom left, and orange on the bottom right. You always have that sort of black feather layer there, it seems. And that puff of colour seems to be the bottom left layer primarily, the purple. Nice. Next up we have the Lake Lord Springer, or Cuckoo I should say. Looking very nice here. I like the feather pattern. Again, we have that engaged skill. I think that's with every Springer, you get that puff of smoke. But looking very nice here. The default dyes are Hint, T-Shade, Midnight Ice, and Strawberry. Here is Full Shadow Abyss. The saddle does not look dyeable here, unfortunately, but everything else does. So the top left is the face, top of the wings there, down the back as well. Bottom right is the eyes, the belly, tips of the feathers on the tail and wings. Bottom left is actually the tip of the feathers, so that's just kind of the midpoint of the feathers on the top right, but bottom left is the tips of the feathers. Bottom right is tips of the higher feathers and the sort of mane as well. Here's our contrasting layer. We have blue on the top left, green on the top right, purple on the bottom left, and orange on the bottom right. Orange appears to affect the eyes. I'm going to do this. And again, that's affected by the bottom left, the engage skill, it seems. Alright, let's move on to, I think, Jackals next, right? Ooh, that's very nice. First up, we have the Aurora Blessed Vulpine skin. Dye patterns definitely affecting the traversal skill here. Very nice indeed. There is no unique engage skill, dismount, or mount up. Let's have a look at the dyes. We have Shadow Blue, Cyan, Underworld, and Lavender. Here is Full Shadow Abyss. The saddle is dyeable here. Top left is the main body of the Vulpine. Top right is the Aurora shimmery layer and some of the stars. Bottom left is another part of the Aurora. And bottom right is the highlight on the body, sort of pulsing glow. The eyes, the nose, the saddle there. Very nice indeed. Here's how all the layers interact, with blue on the top left, green on the top right, purple on the bottom left, and orange on the bottom right. So it looks like the top two layers are mainly what affects the traversal animation. The movement ability. Very cool indeed. Next up we have the Glacial Vulpine. Also pretty cool. Great if you're running through the Shiver Peaks. Very nice ability. Sound effects. And the mount up dismount is also quite cool. No unique animation, but defaults are Afternoon, Celestial Blue, Robin, and Breeze. Here is Full Shadow Abyss. Again, the saddle here is dyeable. Top left is the upper layer of fur across the Vulpine and the tail there. Top right is the eyes, the belly, and the lower part of the tail. Bottom left is from the very, very top of the fur, so from the crown of the head The ears down to the tip of the tail, or the start of the tail, I should say, as well as the saddle. And bottom right is the icicles, more saddle, and the eyes, all the icy stuff. Pretty cool. So here we go. Blue on the top left, green on the top right, purple on the bottom left, and orange on the bottom right. You can kind of see there. Might be easier on this side, is it? Hard to see the purple. I might swap that and the green for this mount. It's still hard to see. But you can kind of see the green there as it goes down, which is now bottom left. Very cool. That is the Jackals. Let's move on to the Warclaw. Here we go. Next up, we have the Warclaws, starting off with the Heavenly Thunder Nian. Looking fairly nice. A little bit of that aura trails behind when you use your movement ability. Slightly unique sound effects when you use abilities, but there is no unique engage or dismount skills. Default dyes are Night Iris, Purple Tint, Frost Breeze, and Regular Breeze. Shadow Abyss all throughout, and we have everything is dyeable, even parts of the saddle. Top left here we have most of the body all across the board. Top right is sort of a highlight layer in the belly areas of the body and the snout there going down the tail. Bottom left is a few little highlights throughout the body, mainly on the face and the tail. And bottom right is going to be the electrical pulses highlight layer, the eyes, the horns, the claws. Very cool. Here is our contrasting layer. Blue on the top left, green on the top right, purple on the bottom left, and orange on the bottom right. See how that bottom left layer is very cool, but there's not a lot of it. And it is bottom right that affects the saddle. Oh, you can dye the pads of the paws too. Nice. Alright. Next we're on to a really cool one. The Scaled Hellcat. Really like this design. The eyes are very cool. Nothing unique about mounting up or dismounting. Or the engage skill either, which is a shame. Very cool design though. Default dyes are Glossy Black, Glint Isolation, Midnight Blue, and Autumn. Didn't mean to hit J there, meant to hit H, but anyway, here's full Shadow Abyss. Everything but the teeth is dyeable, and that is a bit freaky. There is no saddle. Ooh. Here is top left, which is, it seems like 90% of the mount. Top right is the sort of bony bits of the face, the belly, and some highlights on the scales. Bottom left is the majority of the scales on the upper torso sort of area. Oh, and the tail there. Ooh, that is damaging, that tail. And bottom right is the spines, the eyes, that is really terrifying, and the claws here. And here is our contrasting layer. Blue on the top left, green on the top right, purple on the bottom left, and orange on the bottom right. I like this, that there's no saddle. Feels very dangerous to ride this Warclaw. Very cool indeed. I really like this set. Alright, let's move on. We'll go for Skyscales next. So we are starting off with the Hooded Viper, which is a snake-like Skyscale. Very, very cool. There's no unique in mount or dismount, and the engage skill does not appear to be unique either, which is a shame. The default dyes here we have Spitfire, Enameled Banana, Daffodil, and Midnight Gold. Everything is dyeable bar the saddle. And I guess we shall just attempt to make sure. Yeah.
once-in-a-lifetime opportunity?
No, thank you. Well, depending on the opportunity, I guess. Maybe. So, top left is the main part of the wings and the legs here, it seems, as well as the tail. Top right is the inside fold of the wing, as well as highlight on the outside fold. You've got most of the head here as well, around the crown. And down the sides of the tail. Bottom left is the other layer of colour. Bottom left is more patterns throughout the entire body. Mainly the belly and the tips of the wings. And bottom right is the eyes. And the little gemstone as well. Here is our contrasting layer. Blue on the top left, green on the top right, purple on the bottom left, and orange on the bottom right, though orange is just the eye and the little orb there. Very nice. Oh, I'm in the ground. That's not great, but very cool indeed. Let's move on to the next one. Next up we have the Raging Breeze Skyscale. Or Noble Skyscale, I should say. Again, I don't think there's going to be a unique engage skill, and there's not a unique mount up or dismount ability. Which always seems to be the same with these mount packs. The default is Abyss, Pastel Sea, Scarlet, and Midnight Sky. Here is Full Shadow Abyss. Eyes might not be dyeable this time. I don't know if they were that sort of red color earlier. Top left is the outside of the legs, down the side of the tail, parts of the wing arm. Top right is the belly, all these sort of spiky bits, and the backs of the wing, as well as underside of the tail there, and the antler bits. Bottom left is the paws, the main part of the wing there, the top of the head, and the sort of talons on the wing. And bottom right is all the tufts of hair, as well as the eyes. As well as the eyes. Here is our contrasting layer. Blue on the top left as always, green on the top right, purple on the bottom left, and orange on the bottom right. That's how they all interact with each other. I do quite like those eyes, to be fair. Here we are with their final Skyscale, the Star Blessed Noble. Again, it is just one flat image, so if you move around, it's like always facing you. Which is a bit weird when you see it, but pretty cool when it's just kind of in the background, I suppose. And we do have that trail effect here. There's no unique mount or dismount ability. No unique engage skill, but you do get a bit of a show with the trail of the aura. Not my favorite main style, to be honest, but not too bad. Default here is Afternoon, Golden Lion, Electro Blue, and Red. Here is Full Shadow Abyss. Everything is dyeable. Even maybe the saddle. Top left is the spines on the wings, the talons at the front, the tufts of hair going from the tip of the nose all the way down to the bottom of the tail as well. Top right is the rest of the body, it seems, and some of that image and aura glow. Bottom left is a sort of highlight layer across the entire body, sort of like the Halloween infusion. And bottom right is just throughout the entire body as well. So the tips of the wings here, the eyes, the sort of antlery bits. Oh, you can see the eyes through the back of the head. Is that the case? And just regular mode, or is that... No, it's only in the preview window. That is good. So we have blue on the top left, green on the top right, purple on the bottom left, and orange on the bottom right. The aura is mainly defined by top right, which is green here. It looks fairly okay. Right, let's move on. We'll do Griffons next, and we'll finish off with the turtles. So we're starting off with the Lucent Tigris mount. And this guy looks really, really nice. Get that aura as you dive, which is pretty cool. Yeah, all in all, looks really, really nice. Let's land it here. See, there's a unique engage. There is not. The mount up, dismount is stock as well. So, the dies that we have today. We have Midnight Ice, Valor, Lapis, and Squash. Here is full Shadow Abyss. Everything seems dieable bar parts of the saddle. Top left is pretty much all of the Griffon and the armor plating around, as well as the saddle. Top right is the belly. Bottom left is the patterns, the sort of, I guess, Lucent patterns, I suppose. Anyway, throughout the body and the sort of highlight on each of the feathers. Bottom right is the aura and glow, as well as the eyes as well. Here's our contrasting layer. It's very hard to see everything, but we have blue on the top left, green on the top right, which is the belly, and we're trying to catch a mouse, it seems. Purple on the bottom left, which is very hard to see, and orange on the bottom right. Did put purple on the bottom left, didn't we? See, it's just those patterns, so it's really... Bottom left is almost overridden by the bottom right, which is a bit of a shame. But there we go. Let's move on to our next Griffon. So here we are with the scaled Hellwing. Looks really, really cool. Same set as they're doing for the Warclaw. We might get every mount in this set in a few months. But until then, we just have the Griffon and the Warclaw, and they both look really cool. No unique engage skill or mount up dismount, but it is very, very nice. The dyes here are Midnight Fuchsia, Shy Peach, Cream, and Lava. Here is full Shadow Abyss, again a bit freaky. But everything is dyeable, and looks like there's no saddle again. Top left is most of the body and the eyes. Top right is the face and all the armored parts of scale. Bottom left is sort of highlights on the wings and scales, as well as the tail. And bottom right is the claws, the tips of some of the ears and tendrily bits. Very, very cool. The talons on the wings as well. Here is our contrasting layer. Blue on the top left, green on the top right, purple on the bottom left, and orange on the bottom right. So orange and blue both having a part of the eyes. As well as top left, the blue, I think, being that trail. It seems to be. Very cool indeed. Alright, let's move on to the two turtles and wrap up this video. Here is the marbled slider siege turtle. Pretty nice. We do have the default exhausts, as well as engage ability, slam that is. And well, saddle in general. The shots themselves are also default, which is a shame. The default dyes are Black, Orange, Spring, Enameled Amenity, and Ancient Silver. Here is full Shadow Abyss. Everything but the the saddle is dyeable. Top left is most of the turtle model, so the backs of the paws and the belly. Top right is the shell and front of the paws as well as the face. Bottom left is the majority of the shell, mostly the underbelly of the shell, and I think the pads of the paws as well. And bottom right is the armoring on the turtle itself. Here's our contrasting layer: blue on the top left, green on the top right, purple on the bottom left, and orange on the bottom right. Again, no effect to the engage skill or the jets or anything, which is annoying. And yeah, you can dye the paws, or the pads of the paws. Very cool. And the mouth is bottom right, in case you were wondering. Let's move on to the next turtle and our final mount. And now we have our Prehistoric Siege Turtle, which looks really, really cool. Very cool dinosaur vibes. Feels a bit shorter than other turtles. I don't know if that's just the shape of the shell or something. Very cool indeed. And the turrets on this one also default, unfortunately. That is a shame. Let's have a look at our dye channel. So default is Grape Leaf, Pastel Lemon, Pink, and Mahogany. Here is full Shadow Abyss. Everything again but the saddle is affected. Top left is the fronts of the legs as well as most of the shell and the tail there. Top right is highlights on the scales of the shell, on the backs of the legs as well as the belly and chin. Bottom left is pattern on the face and across the shell. I keep doing that by accident, I'm sorry. And finally, bottom right is all of the thorny, protruding, all of the thorny, spiky protection that this dinosaur has built up over the years. Very cool. And here is our contrasting layer. Again, blue on the top left, green on the top right, purple on the bottom left, and orange on the bottom right. Very nice indeed. Quite like this one. That is it for the Kaineng Lights mount. I do hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you did and subscribe for more in the future. You can check out this week's giveaway. The link for that should be in the end screen to be in with a chance to win one of these mounts for yourself. That is it for me for today. I'm back with the new black line chest in another video, because unfortunately I'm a bit late getting to making these videos, annoyingly. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more in the future. You can check out the giveaway as well. As I said, it'll be in the end screen. You can join the Discord. The link for that is down below, or support the channel through the membership program as well. That's it from me for today, so until next time, take care.